The NFL is on EA Sports, and we are in Silicon Valley at Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. A few short moments ago, these two teams made their way out of the Levi's Stadium tunnels, and the noise level in this place was deafening. They're set for football as the 49ers get ready to do battle with Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks. The punter Pinion now to kick this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? A little eager there coming in from his outside linebacker position.
You think the hard count got him there?
Yes.
Maybe that extra, that extra emphasis on it got him to jump, and they picked up 5 yards.
So this helps to start a drive. After the penalty, it'll be 1st and 5. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32. Call it a gain of a couple there as it'll leave him with a 2nd and just 3.
Not a whole lot there after the penalty, but remember, it was 1st and 5, not 1st and 10. So now they can keep grinding out first downs, and good things can happen for them. Just 2nd and short coming up.
14.
Now Wilson on 2nd down. Underneath to Davis. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
I like it. Get everyone involved in the passing game, and you know you can create those great mismatches throwing it to your guys out of the backfield.
And on the first drive, that can also help establish some rhythm, right?
I think so, and gets everyone involved. They feel like they're part of it. It really gets them amped up as they go forward.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. And the grab made by Doug Baldwin. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. 23 yards on the play. On 1st down, Wilson. He's got the tight end, Vanette. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. That 1st down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7.
36 power. Zebra. Right, Booker team. Quick.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. A great play there. 31 yards. And the Seahawks have taken a first quarter lead. And this will give the Seahawks a 7-0 lead. Out to kick is Janikowski. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Now the Georgia Southern man, it's Matt Breida. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
Now Garoppolo throwing on second. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. It'll be a gain of 4, and they're going to have a 3rd down. From the gun, it's Garoppolo. To the right side, complete to Taylor. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go and make the tackle right away.
Open man is Pettis. It's complete. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. 4th down, no problem. 19 yards that time, but now it's 1st and 10. 2 first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's up across midfield and down into Seattle territory. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. Breida, CD, an undrafted free agent from a season ago, and with McKinnon out, he's really helped fill the running void for the 49ers.
Yeah, remember, they got Jerick McKinnon as a free agent and expected him.
And he's going to be swallowed up. Sacked back at the 45-yard line. Bobby Wagner in there to sack him for a loss of 6. Second quarter now. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis with you. It's the 49ers in control of the football. They do, however, have a tough 3rd and long coming up. Working from the gun, Garoppolo. And the pressure gets to him again. Frank Clark in there to drop him, and back-to-back sacks now bring up 4th and long. So on now is the Clemson man, Bradley Pinion, to punt this one away. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. As Seattle makes their way back out here, Charles, let's take a little deeper dive as they go into the offseason, what they need to do. They led the NFL in rushing yards. You talked about it. They ran the football well. Where do they need to improve?
Maybe a little less stubbornness in establishing the run at times, because Chris Carson, their lead back, didn't get started against Dallas. Mike Davis couldn't add a whole lot. Rashad Penny, who was a rookie, he didn't add a whole lot in that one as well. Sometimes you have to let Russell Wilson be the guy and let him throw it around. They'll continue to work on that in the offseason to fortify him with a few more weapons on the perimeter, I believe.
Here's a handoff to Carson to begin the drive. Takes this up just short of the 30, but he was able to avoid that earlier tackle. Nice move. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2. Line of scrimmage, the 28 now as they come up on 2nd and a couple. On 2nd down, Wilson. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme, and you can drop anyone out part of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
14. Nice. 380. Empty.
On second down, here's Wilson. It's caught on the left side by Baldwin. That catch good for 5. It's third down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on third down. Now, if you're going to get rid of it, you better get outside the pocket.
Yeah, you have to get outside of that tackle-to-tackle box, right? Get out there, and then you can do it legally, but he wasn't able to do so, and they end up losing the down as well.
On fourth down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. Back deep, Trent Taylor. And it's taken in at the 9. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10. For San Francisco, Charles, earlier we discussed Jimmy Garoppolo, the year he had after the injury. They had to scramble really at quarterback. But now they're going to have the number 2 overall pick because of the injury-riddled 4-12 campaign. Where do you think they go?
They'll have different options, too, because many will say secondary. They just had 2 interceptions all year long. Worst in the NFL. Pass rush, to me, it's edge rusher because I think they get the rush inside with DeForest Buckner. I think he does a really nice job for them. But could they trade back from number 2? I think they'll be sitting by the phone saying, hey, you guys want to talk? We're agreeable to that.
12.
On second down, here's Garoppolo. Throw taken in by Taylor, left side. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. And the Niners move the chains as Garoppolo hooks up with Taylor. Throwing on first is Garoppolo. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
6. 11.
Garoppolo again. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively.
12.
And yet again, it's Garoppolo. Able to haul it in is Kittle. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Garoppolo in the offense with a 1st and 10. And he's 8 for 8 now, throwing the ball to start the game.
11. Move it up.
Again, they'll throw with Garoppolo. He gets this into the hands of Taylor. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a 1st down again. Defensively, they just lost him. He was waving his arms saying, I'm wide open. They found it.
Yeah, and it's so interesting about when a receiver starts to wave his arms because some guys, right off the line of scrimmage, they declare themselves open. You know, those guys throw the one arm up, hit me right now.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the all-pro free safety, Earl Thomas. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Earl Thomas was so good at Texas, playing center field, playing free safety, that they thought if he came back for one more year, they're going to have to move him to corner. Those are the types of skills he has. That's what we just saw there. 2 deep coverage, came off of the, near the hash mark, and made an excellent play on the football. Boy, can he roam.
Yep, and not really tall at 5'10", but he can roam, and he's disruptive.
Come on, let's go. 14,
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
14, 14, find it. Gotta go, gotta go.
To throw on second down, Wilson. He hits Baldwin right side. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Right, 380. Four down. Deeper.
Well, throw on first down with Wilson. Steps away to his left. Now he'll turn and throw deep back to the other side of the field. And it's knocked away and incomplete. The intended target, Doug Baldwin. And that'll bring up second down. Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. Second and 10. It's Wilson again. He lets it fly for Lockett. That's caught at the 25. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return. We now proceed to the start of the second half. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards, as he'll get this only back to the 20. Here comes the 49ers offensive unit, as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Frank Clark in there to get him his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. And Garrett Selleck here on the completion. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
Hey, 21. 11.
Throwing is Garoppolo on 3rd down. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just 1 target in the first half, incomplete. Now incomplete here with the first target of the second half.
Yeah, should not stop them at all from going back to him to find him.
And he'll get credit for a punt inside the 20, not by much, but inside the 20 at the 19-yard line. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
Good jumbo. 14. Zebra. Gotta go.
Wilson. Throw left side complete. It's Baldwin. A good pickup there at 22.
Brandon, so many times we see the crossing route start as a quick hitter, but in this play, he had time in the pocket and waited for him to clear going across.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
95.
Now a toss play. It's Carson, and he's going to take this one up only to about the 44-yard line. Give him 3 on 1st down, It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Now Wilson to throw on 2nd down. Wide open receiver complete. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Tyler Lockett, 56 yards. And the Seahawks find a way to stretch their lead. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
Out on the field now, here come the 49ers. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come.
And he's got it. What a catch on the sideline. And that one results in 35 yards.
Now that play will end up on the highlights, and you'll see it all over the place. But what you won't see, the offensive line that bought the extra time, that allowed for the big completion downfield, those guys made that play possible.
Garoppolo now. That's to the right side, complete to Kittle. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. A good pickup there, 26 yards. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to get about 4 down inside the 10 to the 9.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
Garoppolo to throw on 2nd down. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
When you got your backs in the shadow of your goal line, you've got to be physical in that situation because there's not a whole lot of space, not a lot of wild plays that can be run there.
Let's put up a shutout time. Defensively, nice job just to make sure they didn't complete it on that play. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Well, sometimes our pregame meetings do pay off, don't they? What do the guys...
And across the goal line, into the end zone, touchdown 49ers. A great effort there. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the 49ers have cut it back within a score. Gold able to tack on the extra point. And that'll make our score 14-7. The punter Pinion now to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And out now come the Seahawks. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. Now Wilson on 1st down. He lets it fly for Lockett. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
2nd and 10 now. Wilson. He gets it to Baldwin. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
And they're left looking at 3rd and 8 after the 2nd down pass play only went for 2. Back now here in Santa Clara. It's the Seahawks with the possession. They also have the lead here as we get set for the fourth and final quarter. They had the catch on second down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at third down here. To throw is Wilson. Looking deep downfield. And a shot taken on third down, unsuccessful. Fourth down now.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
The Seahawks will go for it. It's Wilson. They've got his man complete. 20, 10, and all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. A big play there. 73 yards. And the Seahawks add on to their lead. It's good, and it is now 21-7. Out to kick is Janikowski. This will be taken short. And I think he's going to go. They're not going to get him. 30, 10, touchdown 49ers. And that big fourth quarter return, Charles, makes this a one-score game.
And now it all comes down to philosophy. All right, they just had the big return for a touchdown, so the momentum is high. Do you want to ride that and go for two? Or do you just go ahead and kick the extra point and come back and rely on your defense?
So now the other return teams out there, as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Seahawks offense now, they get set to go back to work. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game. And you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. Line of scrimmage, again the 25, second and 10. Again on second and 10, it's Wilson finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11. And they'll go on the ground. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4.
It's real easy to say this running game needs to be better, but the reality is they've been given a little time to actually find a place to run the...
Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked by Tarvarius Moore. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory. So after the INT, it's Garoppolo. The tight end Kittle has it on the left side. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. They give him a gain of 37.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive the team towards a victory.
A good pickup there, 7 yards, and it's going to be 2nd and goal now. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. He'll get it up the middle, and he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. Call it no gain that time, and now it's 3rd and goal. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is the time you go play action and throw the ball. I say...
And he's going to be grabbed and pulled down. Frank Clark in there to take him down and to take us to the 2-minute warning. Time for a break. Likely the play of the game here, trailing in the final quarter and going for it on 4th and goal.
11.
Now Garoppolo, gotta have this one. And a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker Bobby Wagner. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Wilson wants to throw it. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And now the 49ers signal for a timeout defensively, as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Now they'll run it on the toss. And that closed up quickly there as he gets it up only to about the 17. Only a yard on the pickup, so from a good situation on 2nd and 2, it's now 3rd and 1.
Let's go. 14. Big jumbo. Be ready for one word. 19.
Now they'll run it on the toss. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
That was a terrific job by the defense stopping them on 3rd and short. But sometimes you get some visual cues from the offense because when they're going in short yard situations, you might see the offensive line come in.
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. He didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, let's just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
Man open, it's Goodwin. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue. Back to throw. Staying on his feet. Fighting off the defender. Over the middle, and he's got Goodwin complete. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. 19 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have it 1st and goal. 12. He's back to throw. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. They've got to burn the timeout, and they do, but a costly, costly sack. And now maybe just time for one final play. 1st down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further. Back to throw. He's going to let it fly. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left. The intended receiver, Marquise Goodwin. 3rd down here.
13.
One final try now for Garoppolo. Now a desperation throw. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowl safety Cam Chancellor. And a great return as they're finally able to take him down. Well, we were on hand for a fun and entertaining game here, coming down really to that last play. Great job defensively to get the pick and seal it.
And we know that every play during a game matters. You're never sure which one's going to be one of the key ones. But at the end of the game, when you analyze it, 3, 4, 5 plays are going to be the ones you focus on. And that last play was one of them. The last shot had to take it. And they came up with the interception and sealed their victory.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we say so long from Santa Clara.